So welcome to all of you in this class of Operation Research. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic which affects our daily life also, and somehow in one way or another way we are all affected by it, and sometimes we feel that this is going to create a trouble for all of us, and that problem is a problem of waiting line or queuing theory. In every situation of life we face these kind of problem. For example, from your birth to till your death you are in the queue. If you are taking birth, then there may be certain problems, and people waiting as a patient in the gynecologist with the gynecologist, that you have to take a birth and the bed is not available and the gynecologist is not free for some time, and your number is there, second, third, fourth and fifth. When you take your death place, sometimes we feel that now in the COVID situation, even the Shamshan Ghats are very, very busy, and you have to wait for a turn to your bodies, have to wait for turn to just cremate it. Similarly, in every situation of the life, when we encounter in the daily process, we find that whenever you have to go to the cinema hall to get the ticket, there is a queue of the people in front of the windows. Similarly, when you have to get a ticket from the railway station, then there is a queue. Even in the airlines, there is a queue. Even when we are making phone calls, sometimes we receive a message that the calls are busy or the routes are busy. So these kind of problems are all queuing problems or waiting line problems. Now question arises, why these waiting line or queuing is a problem? Let the people wait. They have to get the service and they have to wait for that, because this is a problem, because the problem of losing the customers. If an organization do not control the waiting lines, if an organization do not control the queuing lines, or the queue in front of their office of the people who are going to get the service from you, they will become impatient. Either they will switch over to the other service providers, or either they will be having a perception in their mind that this organization is not going to give you the good services. So losing the patient means losing the revenue for the business, and losing the revenue means we are going to downgrade our profitability. So problem of waiting line, problem of queue is very important to manage in the organization. So that is the subject matter of today's discussion. So I will be spending 2 days on it. One lecture I will be spending to talk general concept of the queuing, and certain basic concepts of the queuing and queuing system. And tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we'll be discussing about the queuing management of the queuing system and the queuing models. So 2 lectures I will be spending on this problem, because you have not studied it at the graduation level. It is very important that we must discuss all these issues in detail. So let's straightway comes to the presentation, and then we will discuss the various things which are related with the queuing theory or queuing model. As I have already told you, this is also known as waiting line models or queuing models. So as far as the queuing theory is concerned, it is also called waiting line models. From the time of birth until death, in the entire lifetime, whether brief, extensive, or in between, and at many moments along with the way human being often find themselves waiting for things, events, and conditions. And you have to wait at many moments. You have to wait while getting the various kind of services. So this is very important that we must consider all this. Just wait. Let me share the screen again. Because of certain network issues, the screen sharing is a little bit possible nahi hai. Let me talk to you the concepts. Yes. Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So let me share with you the certain concepts. As I have already told you that in any system of human life, there is a queue. Maybe it is business, maybe it's personal, or maybe otherwise. Waiting for getting a service is a phenomena and has become a key factor to decide about the quality of the service. So if you do not reduce the waiting time in any system, the people get impatient and then they will be reluctant to get service from you, and they will switch over to the other people or other service providers. And if they will switch over, this is going to have a loss of revenue, and ultimately the loss of revenue is going to lower your profitability. So if you look at your daily life, wherever you are encountered with so many problems, and with your time and resources are wasted in waiting for getting the service. So whenever, suppose if you go to the cinema hall along with your family to view certain pictures, and there is no online booking system, and you have to wait in the queue to get the ticket, and sometimes you get impatient that instead of wasting the time here, you must go to the other organizations to get your service, or you find certain kind of other recreational facilities where you want to spend your time. So it means that cinema hall is going to lose the business from your side, and it is going to lower the profitability of the organizations. So this is one thing. Secondly, uh, suppose when you have to there are a number of situations where these kind of things occur, that is waiting to board a bus, waiting to purchase a ticket in the cinema hall, waiting for reservation in the train, waiting time for telephone call to be serviced by the service providers. And basically a queue results whenever there is a demand of the services is more, and the facilities are not able to are not equipped to meet these demands. So basically, a queue results whenever existing demand temporarily exceeds the capacity of the service facility. So we have to look at the 2 points. Number one, the incoming of the customers, and secondly, the facility of the serving center to encounter or to cover the all these customers. So whenever an arriving customer cannot receive immediate attention because all servers are busy, there is going to be a queue. And secondly, there is this situation is almost always guaranteed to occur at some time in the any system that has probabilistic arrival and service pattern, because you cannot predict at what pattern the people will come. So there may be a certain probability function that people are coming randomly, or people are coming with some kind of order, and how the service pattern is there, how the services are going to perform for entertaining such kind of customer is very very important issue, need to be analyzed. So trade off, because when there is a queue, there is this is going to increase in your cost, because as I already told you, when you lose your customer, this is also an opportunity cost. So trade off between the cost of increasing the service capacity, sometimes we feel that in order to entertain more customer, we must have the more windows for serving the customer. But when you have to install another window for serving the customers, that increase your cost, because you have to employ certain more peoples to entertain the customer, some more windows or infrastructure to entertain the customer. So there are two kinds of cost. Number one is the cost of increasing the service capacity, and second is cost of waiting customer. Both these costs are there, and we have to become bring a trade off between these two costs, because both the costs are going to be suffered by the organization. So we have to find an easy solution for designing the problem. So if the cost of expanding a service facility were no object, then theoretically enough servers should be provided to handle all the arriving customer without delay. So in reality, through a reduction in the service results in concurrent increase in the cost and associated with the waiting. So if you don't increase the number of channels to provide the good service, then our waiting cost will be more. If you improve the number of servers, then the serving cost will be more, and the waiting cost will be lesser, and we have to bring a trade-off between all these three, all these two. The basic objective of queuing model is to achieve a balance between these two costs. Two kinds of cost of increasing the server and cost of waiting the customers in the queue. So both these costs needs to be bring in conformity to each other, so that both are is having a trade-off, and minimum cost is arrived at. Minimum cost needs to be arrived at. Then there are number of examples where these kind of queuing system may arise. Number one, ticket booth at a theater. This is a live example. You may have visited so many times that whenever you go to a ticket booth in a theater, there is a queue. And there sometimes today it has been reduced, but when in older days when we were used to be young, we find that there was no online system of booking the tickets, and the huge long line were there. Blackmailing of the ticket was also there. You may have visited in the various films, you may have find that there is a black of the ticket. So that was also a queuing problem. Secondly, a conference registration desk. Sometime we go to attend a conference, and there is a registration time of 9 to 10 for all the customer. At 10:30 you have to start the conference, but before that the registration has to take place, and you find that there are number of people who are there to register at the desk, and the desk people are only 2 or 3 people are there to handle that situation, and there is a queue for that, and that is going to affect your timely start of your conference. So that situation may be there. Similarly, when you visit on the traffic lines, and a red traffic at a traffic signal is there, you have to wait for 3 4 minutes or 5 minutes to go on, to wait for the green signal. So how to manage the traffic? You may have seen that when you go on roads, you find that at some chalks there is a 3 minutes time to go, and in some chunks there are 10 minutes time, or in some chunks there are 5 minutes time. So traffic signal is also a queuing problem. So buffer storage on an assembly line, because if you have stored certain goods in various godowns, and then you have to supply these goods to the assembly lines, and trucks are there to get the service, there is a queue problem. So email on the server, sometime you send your email, but now most of the time this has been reduced. But sometimes we find that we send an email, but immediately it is not reached. It takes 10 20 or 15 seconds. That is very very important. So taxis outside the airport, there is a long queue of the taxis. Planes arriving at an airport, because this is going to be very costly, because the planes who are going to take off, or planes who are going to arrive at, they have to face a line, and they have to remain in the air for waiting to be landed there. So letters processed in the post offices, you may have find that there are a large number of letters, and only few postmen are there to process it. So letters are in the process to get review processed and reach to the destinations. Similarly, registration for classes in the university, that is a problem. Legal court cases, there are number of waiting time to get the service from the courts in case of legal court cases. Checkout operation in the supermarket, sometimes you have selected all the items in the grocery store or in the supermarket, but when you have to make a payment, there is a long queue. So sometimes you have to wait in the restaurants to eat the thing. So these are all general and daily life issues which needs to be tackled, and that is a problem for all of us, and organization has to focus on all this. If they will not focus, when I say that they have to focus on all this to develop a system of waiting line or waiting line model, that the customers get the service with the minimum waiting time in the queue, or minimum waiting time in the service, so that they are satisfied, they are attached with your business, and ultimately they get the service and go to their homes, and again they praise you for the kind of services you are providing to the society. So there is a long historical development process for which the queuing theories were developed. Basically, the original queuing models were developed by Swedish engineer Mr. A.K. Erlang in 1903 to solve the problem of congestion of telephone traffic, because he was a telecommunication engineer, and he was have to solve all these issues, and he was handling the traffic congestion. So he developed a system of queuing models. So A.K. Erlang, who published the first paper on queuing theory in 1909 on the basis of his experience. And secondly, these models were developed further by Mullins in to 1927, and then Thornton D. Fry in 1928. So, but the systematic approach to the problem was made by Mr. D.J. Kendall in 1951. So it was after the Second World War that work done by the original researchers were extended to the general problems involving queues and waiting lines. So this is a brief history of development of the queuing theory. So what is queuing theory? Basically, queuing theory is the mathematical study of the waiting lines. So whatever, when I say the mathematical study of the waiting line, it means that we have to observe so many things. How many customers are arriving to get the service? How many customers are getting service in one particular point of time? Okay, what is the service mechanism? Whether the customers are served first come, first serve, last come, first serve, or how they are served. Then in what phases the customers had to get the service, whether they are to get the service only from one counter, or they have to get the service from the various phases, in the various phases. For example, when you go for a car, your car servicing, then you have to get the service in phases, because first car washing is there, then again the it's a wheel balancing is checked, then again after that it's other parts of the body are checked, and then final checking is there, and then you get your car back. So there are a number of kinds of service mechanism which needs to be studied. So queuing theory is basically the mathematical study of the waiting lines or the queue. And there are number of several related processes, that means arriving at the back of the queue, waiting in the queue, and being served by the customer in the front of the queue. So these are the issues which needs to be defined mathematically, and on the basis of that we develop a model. We find out the mean arrival rate, the mean servicing rate, the type of kind of phases in which the service is provided, whether there is one counter only, two counters only, how many service counters are there. These are the things which needs to be studied in the queuing theory with the help of the mathematical formulas. Then, according to the Richard Newman, who defined queuing theory, that means addressing the analysis of the system that involve waiting for some service. Whenever there is a waiting for some service, there is a problem of the queue, and when you address that analysis, when you address the problem of the queue, that is known as the queuing theory or the waiting line theory. And the models which we develop in the queuing theory include one or more servers that render the service, a possibility of there may be certain infinite service center, pool of the customers, and the description of the arrival and the service processes. So if there is a more than one queue for the server, then there may also be some policy regarding queue changes of the customer. You may have find in the cinema hall that in the ticket window there are three or four queues formed. One may be reserved for the female, one may be reserved for the old age people, and two or three may be there for the general public. So there is a behavior of the people. Some people join one queue, but when they find that there is a less number of people in the another queue, they shift to that, jumping to that queue. So such kind of queuing behavior that needs to be identified when we address the queuing problem. So queuing theory is basically the addresses the analysis of the system that involves waiting for some service as per the Richard Newman is concerned. So what are the queuing theory basics? Uh, in queuing theory basic, we have seen that as a system gets congested, the service delay in the system increases. So system gets congested mean that number of persons who are going to coming to get the services are more, but the server is providing the service with a limited rate. So there will be a congestion. So whenever there is a congestion, we have to solve the issue. So a good understanding of the relationship between the congestion and the delay is essential for defining and designing effective congestion control algorithm. So in queuing theory, we develop a algorithm to solve the queuing problems. We understand the relationship between the congestion and delay for providing the service. So queuing theory provide all the tools needed for this analysis. So this is the basic concept of the queuing. What is the basic objective of the queuing? The study of the queues determine the measures of performance of the queuing situation, including the average waiting time, average queue length, and among others. This information is used to decide on an appropriate level of service for the facility. So when you understand what is the queue behavior, when you understand that how many people are coming in the system to get the service at a one point of time, how many people are served at one point of time, on the basis of that we understand and develop a model that how many service centers should be there, how much time to reduce the getting the service should be there, so that the customer should not wait in the waiting line. So this is all the basic objective of the queuing theory. Then what is queue? If you have to understand the basic concept of the queuing theory, first you have to understand the queue. The queue is basically the number of customers waiting to be serviced, and it excludes the customer being served. For example, 15 customers come to you, but 3 customers are passed on to get the service simultaneously. It means 12 persons are in the queue. So queue is basically the number of customers waiting to be served, excluding being serviced. Second point of importance is the customer. Customer may be a human being, customer may be a machine. So arriving a unit that requires some kind of service to be performed, that is called a customer. It may be a person, it may be a machine, it may be a vehicle, it may be a part. For example, when you go for a car servicing, it means it is a machine which is going to be served. When you visit any kind of products to be serviced in a manufacturing unit, so it means that kind of parts are the basically customers which are going to be getting the service. Then we have important aspect is the queue discipline. Queue discipline represent the order in which customer are selected from the queue for service. For example, customer may be arriving with any kind of fashion. They may be arriving 2 customer in a hour or 3 customer in a hour, or they may be arriving at some other fashion. Now the question before us is how to serve them. Then what kind of queues discipline must be followed to serve the customer. So it may be first come first serve. Basically this system is followed in most of the organizations. So whosoever customer comes first, that is serviced first. So but the customer who comes last, they will be served later on. Second customer is last come first serve. Last come first serve, that means the customer who comes last is given the service, but the customer who comes first, that is given the last. But in rare situation these kind of models are used. Similarly, service in random order, that means on basis of some kind of probabilities we select the person for getting the service. Or service by priority in hospitals, these kind of methodology are used, that the patient who is very serious is given first attention after that another patient is given. So this is the queue discipline. Which kind of queue discipline we are following? First come first serve, or last come first serve, or service in random order, or service in by priority the system is followed. So all these things need to be understood. Second thing is queuing system. What is queuing system? Queuing system is basically described by its input process and arrival process. Its queue discipline and its service mechanism. Three things are there here. Number one is input or arrival process. How the inputs are coming in, how the customers are coming in the system to get the service. Secondly, what kind of queue discipline we follow. And third, what kind of service mechanism we follow to give the service. So all these three system is composed of queuing system. Then you have the server. A server is basically a unit or an institution where some kind of service is performed. So this is the area where services are performed. Then you have the queue length. Queue length means number of person in the queue system at the time. Number of person in the system at any time. Queue length include all these people who are in the queue or the people who are getting the service. So what is the average length of queue? That is the number of customer in the queue per unit of time. So this exclude the person who are getting the service. Now there are certain customer behaviors which are very important to understand if you have to design the queue system in your organization. And that behavior is when they are in the queue or when they are arrive at the service station. And it is very important to study that. It may be described, for example, one kind of behavior is balking. Bulking means there are certain customers in the queue or in the system, they have a reluctance to join the queue and attempt to jump the queue and reach the service station by passing other ahead of the system. You may have find a people who are not joining the queue, they are reluctant to join the queue, but they find that somehow in one way or another they should reach to the immediate service center and get the service, but they are have a reluctance to join. Sometimes there is a collusion. That means one customer represent a group of customers. Sometimes we are in the queue, but when we find that someone in front of us or the person who is above in the queue, we request them that please get our money also and purchase the ticket. We will be out of the queue. So this is a collusion that one customer is going to represent many customers to get the service. Third point is a jockeying. Jockeying is a customer who is in the queue, leaves the queue and join another queue. For example, there are three queues. In one queue, there are 10 people and you are at the 10th number. But you find that in another row, there are 5 people. You jump to that queue. But after that, you find that there are 3 persons in the third queue. You jump to the third queue. So this kind of behavior is basically a jockeying behavior. Then you have the reneging system. Reneging is a very, very serious issue for the queuing system, because these are the customer who lose patience. They lose patience in such a way that they leave the queue without getting the service. They say that now we are not going to get the service, because why to waste time? Let's find some another way of getting the service. So this is a reneging. So we have to understand the customer behavior in the queue, whether that's a bulking behavior, whether it's a collusion, whether it's a jockeying or a reneging. So we have to understand all this for making a suitable queuing model in our organization. Then we have a Poisson distribution. The arrival pattern in an organization which is followed for getting the customers, or the service pattern, follows certain probabilistic distribution. And the Poisson distribution is basically followed for arrival. When we say that arrival pattern in the organization to get the service follow a Poisson distribution, it means when the total number of arrivals during any given interval is independent of arrival that have already occurred prior to the beginning of the time interval. So how many customer arrive in the beginning of the hour will not depend that how many customer will arrive at the end of the year. So both are independent to each other. They follow a Poisson distribution. The basic elements of queuing theory. There are three elements of the queuing theory which is common to all kind of queuing system. We shall investigate further. Number one is the arrival of to the system. How arrival is coming on. So the priority rule for how the queue is dealt with, otherwise known as queue discipline. And thirdly, the service that queue is waiting for. So three systems are there. Three things need to be analyzed. One is the arrival system. Secondly, the methodology or the priority rule for how the queue is dealt with, that is first come first serve, last come first serve, service in random order or service by priority. And the thirdly, the service mechanism that the queue is waiting for is followed. So three systems need to be studied. First is the arrival to the system. The arrival process has three main characteristics. Number one, we have to understand the size of the population from which the queue arises, whether the population is infinite or whether the population is limited, whether n is defined or whether n is undefined. Secondly, most queue arise from the population that is very large compared to other overall queue size. And the pattern of arrival process we have to understand. That pattern is followed Poisson distribution or any other distribution. Similarly, we have to understand the queue discipline. So this refers to the rule by which those in the queue receive their service. As I have already discussed with you, that first in, first out, maybe their service in random order is there, service by priority is there, last come first serve is there. So a good example, however, in many situations, various priorities are assigned to the patient. For example, if you go to the hospital, separate kind of system is followed. When you go for the car servicing, another kind of system is followed. So if you have a smaller problem, then you may be given first priority, that is last come first serve, even may be preferred. If you have a large problem for which 2 or 3 days will take place, so you will be dealt accordingly, according to the priority followed in that. So queue discipline need to be understood. So I think I end here today. So these are the basic things which needs to be understand to the queuing system. Basically, queuing system is composed of three kind of things. Number one, the arrival pattern of the customer. Number two, the queue discipline which is followed, and the thirdly, the service pattern of the customer. So on these three premises, we'll be building a model to serve the customer. So we'll be discussing the models day after tomorrow. Thank you so much. So now you can on your videos, and if you have any question regarding this, you are most welcome. On your videos if you have any problem. No problem?
No, sir.
Okay, this was the basic things. So tomorrow we'll be discussing, day after tomorrow we'll be discussing the models. Only two models are there because in our syllabus, elementary queuing theory, the notation is used. So we'll be having only two models that will be discussed in one day only. So we are not here to discuss the derivation of the model. We have to discuss only the application of the model, how the models are applied to get the responses and solutions for various kind of things. So thank you very much to all.